my revolutionary political education came directly off the streets, handed to me from people just like yourselves who were attempting to be revolutionaries and who charged me with the and challenged me with the goal of completing what had not been completed from the past. You know, because based in a whole lot of our life and what made my life what it is our failure to be the community that we needed to be. This is how crack is able to be so effective in our lives, because we didn't have a mechanism. Our mechanism to defeat crack was taken down by the United States government, was taken down by war against our community. Our ability to resist it, because that's all we've been trying to do since we was on the boat. Some of us was so knocked down with it, we jumped off the boat before the boat could get over here. Some of us, when we got here, have been fighting since. We have not left the land that we touched the ground on. Ask the Maroons. They don't even want to go no further into America. They're going to stay right here to it, because that's where I came from. And I'm staying here till I can get back. And that's what's been put in me. And that's been put in me by this particular program that said, look, we can do it for ourselves. We can have self-determination in our lifetime. We have a platform that understands we need a real education. We have all this real things that to me became the most important education that I ever received. More than calculus, more than sociology, more than economics, or trying to be an accountant, or whatever it was that was the goal of the other Africans who they sent to the gauntlet of, like the silly little educational system, which was some of the silliest things. The only thing it ended up was having them a whole bunch of debt and a whole bunch of answers that never answered and questions that never questioned. And so, like I said, my revolutionary political education is the thing that really gave me, more than anything, a foundation upon which to really build. Because without it, I had none. And a lot of that came through a process of intense study and research, which I think we're definitely going to have to do. We're going to talk about reading and the importance of, and even the journey to freedom and its process, its importance in this process. I mean, it can't be understated, but just our ability to take in information, read it critically according to a revolutionary eye. That way I can turn CNN news into useful information, because I can have a revolutionary political understanding of it, not based off what Connie Chung or that other stupid white boy said, but off something that makes me say, all right, I know, okay, politically I understand the terrain of the world. We know that capitalism has put it down over here, so I can have it explained to me a whole different way. What comes out of their mouth, I know it's blab, and I get it interpreted through another voice that sounds like Malcolm X, that says, oh, what's happening in Al Jazeera or Egypt is this, and that's coming from CNN, but Malcolm X is in this ear saying, well, you know that boy over there, he been doing the same thing, Obama's doing his neo-colonialism, he giving it to me the way that it's understood. I got new glasses, yes. And I want to say that those glasses helped me 100%, and the ability to put that into play, go out in the streets and test it with brothers like y'all and say, what do y'all think about these ideas, or do they work, or don't they work, or are y'all interested, or are you not, has helped me tremendously. And last but not least, before I go, the reason why even this gives me such an important feeling is because the African People's Socialist Party is an all-black organization. It's an all-black organization unapologetically. You know, because a lot of times you have a time when black people get together all together, and you know, there's all this feeling about, well, why y'all doing that? Or why can't we, you know, why can't it, you know, what y'all about to say up in this meeting? Well, let me tell you, there's a time for us to be able, there's a time that should be set aside for us to be able to have a discussion without anybody else's ears, eyes. We can get our contradictions out on the table, and we can get clear goals, and we can hash it out. We can hash it out without somebody else's input or the input of the ruling class inside our little meeting. So that's what I was privy to. I've also been made privy to organizations that are open to, in some kind of ways, many other kind of people, but run from a black leadership perspective, knowing that we've had this meeting where we got our mind together, but when we go to the world, we engage, knowing we're going to be in coalition with the Asian community, or coalition with the Palestinian community, or coalition with anybody who can understand in principle that African people need to be free. And so I can do that because I've done this. And so I just really want to say that's the reason why this meeting to me is so important. This got nothing to do with me, the hip hop. We can talk about hip hop if we like, but this has nothing to do with hip hop music. This has everything to do with our survival, and more than survival, our liberation. Because survival don't mean nothing, but you know, you just keep breathing. I'm not trying to just keep breathing in these circumstances. I'm trying to overcome it. I'm trying to be better and forward in that. And so, like I said, I just want to give thanks for this particular moment, and that's what I got to say. So thank you.